They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind. They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind. They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind. Hi everyone, happy Saturday. Welcome to my second live video of the week, as I am coming for the second time to speak about the arrest of Afua Rose from Afua Speaks YouTube channel, aka the Trauma Pimp. Thank you all so much to everyone who watched my video. I don't think I've ever had so many views, because as you can see, it's a small channel, right? So I've had a lot of views in less than 24 hours, and I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for the feedback, good and bad. And also I'd like to thank everyone who has reached out to me since I did the live last night. If you reached out to me privately, thank you so much, because I was able to get so much information, and I still have some emails that I need to open. So if you haven't heard from me yet, I will get in touch with you over the weekend. My name is Linnea, and you are tuned into The Feminine Mind. And this is the second live stream that I'm doing following the arrest of Afua Rose, which I did show on my channel last night. But in case you missed it, okay, I will just show a little bit of it here, and then we'll jump right into the conversation. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about how this all started, and I'll be giving you some information that I didn't have yesterday. And I will keep coming live. I don't think I'm coming tomorrow because I'm going to dinner. But on Monday at 10 p.m., I will be back with another update, because the information is coming in fast and furious, okay? So here is a clip of Afua Rose and her arrest yesterday. To the layout. I think I did something to the layout, so bear with me one moment. I'm actually going to bring this back up. Okay, so I know that I'm on screen now, and I will bring it back in for you to have a look at. So bear with me one moment. So in the meantime, I'm going to be telling you while I bring this in, because I'm sorry, this is actually cracking me up. What I'm saying, they have this saying. Here we go.
Afua Rose arrested. Afua Rose has been arrested. She's in the back of that police van. She came to court today. She thought it was a defamation case only, and Afua Rose has been arrested. She's in the back of the van as we speak. Arrested. Yes, take her away. Afua Rose, you lot's faithful activists, arrested in the back of the van. Yes! Nicked, yeah? In that van. There she goes. Afua Rose arrested. Oh, mate, where's my man? Yeah, this is brilliant. Nicked. That is it. For months.
His time is up.
Yeah, she did. She went, this time is up. For months. For months, this woman was on my name. Nicked. Arrested in front of my face. Sorry, my people, I'm just too excited right now. I'm too excited right now. Hold on a minute, because you lot didn't even get to see the actual... Let me just show you lot, in case you don't think it's a joke, I'm telling. 1 second. Let's get this up. There she is, walking with the officers. Officers have got her. Look, they came in heavy-handed. You're going to see her. Bodyguard behind her, can't do nothing, can't stop it. There she is, look, see her? There you go. Look, officers got her right there, look. Back of the van you go, mate. Back of the van you go, in you go. Yes. Yeah? This is, there you go, back of the van. Back of the, look. Back of the van. Shaka, Afra Rose arrested. Back of the van, mate. In you go.
And she can
Shaka said good.
And she can go and answer now why she's so light. Now,
Yeah.
now she needs to go and answer because she stand up in court when it was dismissed and finished with.
Yeah.
She's telling the judge that there's the people who's been
terrorizing her. Imagine that.
I've never seen the woman in my life.
We never met
I've
the
never
woman
been
before.
in the same space.
It's the first ever time we've seen this woman in our life.
Even police come up to me and said to me,
yeah.
is your
Are
name
you Denise Rose?
I was like, yes. I said, my name big and proud, and take out my driving license because I'm not Afua Rose, aka Denise Rose.
Afra
You
Rose
understand?
arrested, nicked.
So we will see what's going to happen now. She can run her long mouth with them.
Yeah.
She can go and talk a whole heap of lion story
Yeah.
with the Met Police, telling them why she's on her lives, lying on people,
calling me all kind of disgusting
people
names.
all kind of disgusting,
And disgusting
names,
crimes.
just
I'm free.
because she feels like, is any of us in the back of police?
We're not in the back of no police van.
Are
We're
we in
free.
the back of a van? And Afra Rose, I'm not frightened of you. You tried to stare me out when the court was finished and pushing. I'm not frightened for you because I don't do you nothing and I do not know you and I do not activate terrorism like yourself.
Yeah.
So don't try that with me. I'm the wrong person.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
Afra Rose.
Yeah.
I say so.
So that is DJ Stylah with his auntie who supported him as he went to court about Afua Rose. So when I was live last night, I got some communication coming in saying that Afua Rose was live, and that's how we discovered that, as predicted, as everybody is actually entitled to bail unless their crime is like super, super horrific, she had been granted bail. It has come to me, however, that she went and told her audience that nothing is coming of the fact that she has been arrested, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Now, before I continue, I will just use this as an opportunity because the way how my content comes up, people don't always know what's happened before. So very briefly, I'll introduce, for those people who don't know, for those people who may come back in the future, who Afua Rose is. Afua Rose, real name Denise Rose, okay, is a woman who runs a platform called the Afua Speaks YouTube channel. You can go and check her out. She does extensively long live videos where she encourages women to come forward to speak about the assaults that they have experienced, actual assaults, mostly from other men. Throughout her whole journey, she has very much targeted and focused on 95% men from the South London, more specifically Brixton area, although she herself is not from Brixton. And this is a very sensitive issue. Like for me, I was thinking about it as I came live and I thought, this is actually disgusting because for me personally, speaking about the assault of women, this is not something that should be just dragged through the mud. This is a very sensitive issue. And in response to Voice of Reason, was he still laughing when she was released? He is still laughing, and I'm going to explain, and so am I, and so are many people, and I will explain shortly why. So within Afua Rose's platform, 3 to 4 years, she has done this ongoing alleged exposing of people who she has decided without any evidence whatsoever Now, in some cases, there are evidence, but I know through personal experience that Afua Rose, all she needs to do is to hear a story about someone. She, her judge, and her jury, they're all internal. She does not need any form of evidence whatsoever beyond the story that the woman is telling. And she calls out people. Now, even when corrections come in and she's informed that actually that wasn't correct, she continues to do this. And in addition to that, she assaults with her mouth many other people who are not guilty of any forms of assault, because she dedicated her Instagram page, she named it the Wall of Shame. Okay, so as she started her journey, she was calling out a man who apparently is very well known in the South London area called Vincent Rat. And since that point, she has continued to call out man after man and also launch very vicious attacks against several women, including myself and including many women who have reached out to me personally. This is a trauma pushing movement. The movement to this day, I don't know, I would love for you guys to comment if you know, especially her defenders, okay, and just let me know how many convictions she's actually achieved as a result of the ongoing work, allegedly, that she's doing. Now, recently, yeah, a page was set up on Instagram called Claire Kennedy. In addition to that, a YouTube has been set up by a lady called Marie Halsford. And this is the place where I have been seeing a lot of consistent reporting. One, about the constant lies that Afua tells. Two, with the Claire Kennedy page, they go through her content, they fact check her content. They even went as far, because she claimed to be a psychologist, and she has done, or a psychotherapist, sorry. She has made this claim from the beginning of her campaign, and yet she hasn't been able to even operate with the ethics of someone within the psychology profession. And so Claire Kennedy has been quite diligent. I saw it for myself. Like, they've archived a lot of their posts recently because it seems like they knew this was going to happen, right? So they archived a lot of the posts, but the page grew very quickly. And they even went as far as to contact the university, the School of Study where Afua claims to have received her degree in psychotherapy. And they were told that the course, the qualification that Afua had online describing her actual, profession didn't even exist. So there have been so many questions around Afua. Who is she really? Where does she come from? What's her true agenda? Now, this isn't alleged, this next thing I'm going to say. Yesterday, when I played this full video of DJ Stylah and his auntie talking after she'd been arrested, they said that in court, a lot of her personal details were spoken about openly, and that he was really surprised to see that she is a prolific criminal. She has a prolific criminal record. Within that record, this is public knowledge. She speaks of it herself. This woman is, she's an ex-convict. And it's not just that she's an ex-convict, but in her later years, right, from what it seems, in her 40s, mid-40s, she was actually convicted of smuggling. Now, she says that she was convicted of, she was going to be smuggling diamonds or precious jewels from Sierra Leone, and that she was on this big mission. But the truth is, I haven't been able to verify that anywhere. So I don't really know what she was convicted of smuggling, but I do know that she is an ex-convict, and she somehow, even though she was an ex-convict, she was able to, go into the psychology fields and take care of the minds of people. And yet, the way that she conducts herself, and I have said this from the jump, the way that she conducts herself does not reflect any kind of ethical training. In fact, it's very vulgar, it's very raucous, it's very embarrassing, because to see an elder, you're on your way to retirement and you come on the internet, you can't even communicate like you've got any goddamn sense in your head, right? The way how she packages herself raises a lot of red flags. So yesterday, coming to the point, and I'll come to the comments shortly, Yesterday, Afua Rose went viral essentially because her arrest video was put all over the internet. Okay. And I saw it about 7 p.m. I heard a lot of different stories as to what had happened. And I realized that she definitely had been arrested because of malicious communications and hate speech against DJ Stylah. Now, I actually didn't know what was the real history between Afua and DJ Stylah, because I know that she's always calling men out. So I didn't know what the unique story was. This is because I don't watch her content. I'm also in the middle of recording an album. So I tend to see drips and drabs of things. I had seen on the Claire Kennedy page that Afua Rose was saying or claiming that Claire Kennedy was DJ Stylah. So I realized there was an ongoing back and forth. I also saw a video, which I'll bring into future live streams because I've got so much to share. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much is out there. Y'all need to go rush and take down some of the content that's on your pages because I'm about to be sharing everything. So I saw a video that had a recording of LB, who is a woman who is like Afua's right-hand woman, a lady who is also from Brixton. I think it was her daughter was calling DJ Stylah under some false premise to be trying to sort things out, just some mix-up, basically. Now, when it comes to women's rights, it's not a mix-up thing. It's not a mix-up thing. And for me, as passionate as I am about women's rights and womanhood, I think it's a disgrace to women's rights to tarnish it with this trashy, lower vibration communication and behavior. It's actually undoing work that people have done for years. Those real people who have been campaigning and helping women and, you know, informing society, essentially raising awareness about women's rights and the different ways that they are compromised and abused. The mouthpiece, the package, the way Afua approaches her work actually undoes a lot of great work. It actually, it's like two wrongs definitely don't make a right. And I think that Afua's approach is actually that she can carry on as disgraceful, as raucous, as vulgar, as slack. She can carry on any way she wants to carry on because she's actually here campaigning allegedly for the rights of women. Okay. And that is definitely not the case. So moving forward, I found out, as it says in this video, I don't want to play the whole of the same video because I played that video yesterday, right? So if you haven't seen it, you can watch it on my previous video. But today, I was able to speak to a lot of people because I said, I have to find out what is going on. What is this prolific criminal record? Like, obviously, I was aware that she is an ex-convict for smuggling, and this is not an allegation, it's a fact. And I know the first time that I saw or learned of Afua Rose being arrested, this is also not an allegation because she told me herself. She told me that she was arrested either over the weekend or just a few weeks following the march. So the last march that she had in Brixton for the His Time Is Up campaign, that would have taken place, as far as I can remember, in 2022. And very soon after, Afua was arrested, and she told me that the charges that were brought against her were also for similar things like defamation, slander, you know, but they were placed upon her by the father of her last child. And the reasoning that he had for why he actually went to the law to seek some justice and restraint of Afua's crazy behavior is because earlier on in that same year, and I know some of you who have been observing the journey, you would have seen this. Earlier on in the same year, Afua Rose created a setup kind of thing for her child's father. She had been communicating with him for months via WhatsApp with a fake picture up, and she was pretending to be a different woman. Like, she made up this whole woman, and she pretended that the woman had met him somewhere in Gambia, you know, and she built up this rapport with him, flirting and phone X. You get what I'm saying? All sorts of stuff. And then eventually she asked him if he could come and meet her. Now, the father of the child, the father of her child, did not know that he was speaking to her. Don't ask me how. Maybe it wasn't vocal. I don't know how their conversation went down. She actually spoke to me prior to planning this whole takedown, and she met him in a London park, and he thought he was coming to meet, you know, this lady that thought he was cute and thought he was nice. And who he actually ran into was Afua Rose, who was not only there with her security guard, this big white guy that follows her wherever she goes because clearly she needs protection, right? But there was a camera crew, like she had people filming, or she was filming. When he realized that it was his daughter's mother, and they obviously have their own issues, he started to run off. She started to run him down. You waste man! You waste man! I think she was basically attacking him for not paying child support. And you know what? I was pretty disgusted. And the reason why I was disgusted is we live in a patriarchal society. It is my view that women have more emotional intelligence and care and love than men. Not all women, but let's generalize. And so we live in a society where we often see mothers raising their children on their own. Okay, this is part of the society. Like it or hate it, it's part of the society. Now, younger women are still coming up having this same experience. And I think understanding men and understanding patriarchy is a good route to take to kind of like figure out, well, what's this about? Not just saying, oh, Black men love to leave their kids. No, understanding the biology of men and how men function and how men act, right? Could help a woman to actually be empowered by the fact that she's the one that doesn't run away because she's the more loving parent. I feel that in the 2020s, seeing a grandma who's in her 50s setting up a man, her baby father, and running him down the road and you waste man, it's absolutely trash. It is despicable. Do you understand what I don't care what anyone says. I know some of you might want to do that to your child's father because he may have been absent, whatever the case may be. But as long as that father isn't abusing the woman, like physically abusing her, abusing the child, we need to know how to call something a day. And the way how Afua had described her financial situation, she told me that she owned her house because she did really well for herself and she was really wealthy. Okay, she did really well in her business. I didn't understand if it was just based on finances, why she couldn't go and make that money and take care of her child. And I know we live in a place of ideals. Well, that's not the ideal thing, but for me, if you're raising a daughter to see you begging another man for money, even if it's her father, that's also not a good look. It's 2022 at this time, or yeah, I think that was 2022. Anyway, I'm rambling. As a result of this, she posted the video on YouTube, on Instagram. The video went viral. All the angry mothers was like, yes, 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 waste man. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of other people were like, this is trash. And obviously, mainstream TV, if you look at like reality TV shows, right? Let me think of some names. Love and Hip Hop. What's the next one? That's quite The Housewives of Atlanta. Some, you know, these housewife shows. The way how women interact in these housewife shows, it's just a lot of trashy behavior. It's a lot of insulting. It's a lot of, you know, just attacking. And even women in their 50s, 60s, they're acting like they're kids. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, I'm just going to check on some comments. Pray With Me says, no disrespect, but I feel like the Jamaican mentality is different to a black British of Jamaican parentage. Absolutely. To some extent, absolutely. I don't agree a man should get away with it. Please don't accept this. But yeah, I'm not saying the man should get away with it. I don't even believe that men get away with that. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't believe that men who abandon their children get away with it. But what I've realized is if you want to take the child's father to court for child support, okay, do that then. Why are you running a humiliation ritual for the sole purpose of putting it online so everyone can laugh, and not realizing that half of the people are laughing at you because you're losing your marbles, because Black women are traditionally known to have some class. Why have you got to join the ratchet community? You're not in your 20s. I don't see women in their 20s in the UK doing that. There are teenage mothers. I don't see them doing that. I don't see women in their 30s, women in their... So where do you get off, Afua Rose? Big, tough back, 50-odd-year-old woman. A rundown man part. You're mad? And you have grandchildren. Now, for me, I take mothering seriously. And if that's the kind of example that you want to set for your child, then clearly your psychology degree didn't do you very well, if in fact that's what you have. Scagnity Jack says, trauma pimp. Trauma pimp 101. You're basically pimping. What about how your daughter, who you've clearly conditioned to think that your behavior, as lewd and vulgar as it is acceptable? What about if she develops her own insight when she grows older and decides that she didn't want the whole world, people who don't even know her, seeing her mother in her 50s? And I'm not being ageist. Just so you know, I am not being ageist. I am not saying that because you're an elder, because you're going towards retirement, that means you should put up and shut up. But I understand why a lot of the youth don't listen to their elders, because if that is the example of how you solve problems, which is essentially what we all need to be focused on doing. We all have problems. You get what I'm saying? What are the solutions to your problems? When have you ever heard that you can force a man to love his child? If the man is not demonstrating love, you shaming him online, that's going to activate love. That wasn't about bringing a healing between the father and her and the daughter. That was vengefulness. That was spitefulness. That was meanness. And as a result, the child's father reported her to the police and she was arrested. And as a result of that arrest, right, and the court case that followed, she was told to take that footage off the internet. So last year, when I went to go and make my trauma pimp video, I just wanted to showcase. I was just like, you guys won't believe the level of crazy. I just want to show it to you personally. But I looked and I scoured TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and lo and behold, the footage had gone. And that's when I realized, because she had told me that she was arrested. She told me the whole story. She told me she was going to court and she was going to bring up some old stuff from the past. It was all this vengeful thing. And as I've said in previous videos, I told her, no, Afua, no, you need to diffuse this situation and stop being so inflammatory. You don't throw gas on top of fire. You need peace. And I told her that you actually need peace, you know. Love Isles said, as a Black woman, we always enable the man and blame the mothers. I have a deadbeat baby father and it upsets me. I wish it would get more exposure. It's not normal for women to always do everything. I disagree with you. It's not about enabling anyone. It's about self-respect. If your baby father F's off and isn't interested, you can go to the court if you want. But if you don't respect yourself, okay, go online and make a big debacle of yourself. Be a big soap opera. But remember that you're creating a legacy that your child has to live into. All the mothers, yeah, who have children who can say, oh, I remember when the mother was screaming online. Don't you guys have any shame? Don't you have any self-respect? Don't you have any self-respect? Are women, like, obviously, I am not saying that it's okay for men to do what they do, but they are men. When you understand more about the biology and the psychology of men, you might have less expectations of them. How about that? How about, I'm not generalizing all men, but we all know, regardless of race, everybody likes to make everything a Black thing because I am Black-skinned. But in my experience, I know women from every race who are raising children alone for very similar reasons. Okay. And the bottom line is that thankfully, most of those women do not abandon their children. Now, what are you going to do? For example, I tell women very often in my line of work, The sooner that you start to heal on this issue of your child's father being an absent father, the better your life will be. How about that? Some of us just cannot get over ourselves. You may be made a victim of a situation, but you still have the power to twist that situation around. For example, a lot of you people, you women, I'm going to be frank, and I know that I'm going off a bit, but since we're here, a lot of women, including myself, my daughter's father and I split up when she was about 5. Okay. I agonized over the fact that because I didn't want him, it felt like he was punishing me. Do you understand? By being distant. So he was contributing, but he definitely wasn't taking enough interest in my eyes. But guess what? Distance is often a blessing, because later on down the road, it came out that there were people in his family that were child PDF filers. Do you know what I mean by PDF? Because I have to change my chat because I'm on YouTube. There were people who were grown-ass men who were taking advantage of little children. And that's when I realized that what I was looking at as a curse, a problem, was actually a blessing in disguise, because it was protecting my daughter from unscrupulous men. So I don't say enable men. I definitely say F the boys will be boys culture. If you take the time to watch my content, you will see I am definitely not on no boys will be boys stuff. But I also believe in womanhood. And I do have some views around womanhood that y'all ain't gonna like. Do you get what I'm saying? I know that. You're not going to like it. And a part of that is you are woman enough. Yes, it may hurt. It's time to heal. Don't sit with it. Don't be an Afua Rose, being a big liar, having an affair with a man under an incognito identity. Pretend all that energy. How much money do you think, if she spoke to that man for like 4 months pretending to be someone else, okay, how much money do you think she would have made if she used that energy towards simply focusing on something to create more income to take care of her child? How about that? And in addition to that, yeah, her audience and herself, they're Christian. And within the Christian religion, that's lying. That's deception. You can't have a belief system, oh, this is what I'm about right now, and then you go against your own religion when it suits you. You go against your own belief system because, you know, God has my back. So bottom line, whether you guys agree or not, the judge agreed with the child's father. And she was told to take that content down. No, it's not about the principle. It's not about the principle, because what is the principle? Someone said it's not about her making money. Sometimes it's, what's the principle? You and your man aren't together. He's not taking any care of the child. What are you, God? Don't you have any ability to accept your path and to make magic out of it? Do you know how many situations I've found myself in? It's not about the principle. That's ideals. Ideals are dangerous. Mental health is about assessing exactly what's happening and finding the most healthy, safe, protective, and progressive solution. It's not about the ifs, shoulda, woulda, coulda. When you have a child that needs your love and support, are you going to be spending your time running down someone who's clearly demonstrated that they don't care? Why would you want that person around your child in the first place? Because of principle. So the principle is you clearly don't care about your own child, which is very possible. You all know someone who grew up, their father didn't care about them. That could have been you. So you clearly don't care about your own child. I love this child. I birthed this child. It feels like an injustice because it is. But what's a bigger injustice? Forcing the child to spend time with someone who doesn't love them. Get a grip. Get a grip. That's not love. My love wouldn't be to force my child to be around someone who's their biological parent, who's shown me, like even strangers, maybe my friends, maybe the teacher at school have demonstrated that they actually care more. And so on principle, on what principle is that? That's erratic. Do you get what I'm saying? That's erratic. And so the bottom line is, when it even comes to the law, she had broken the law. And the bottom line is she had to take it down. Okay, right? So principle, schminciple. Okay. And on that note, before I move on, I'll leave an advice for women. Stop rundown, man. If you have a seriously, you will be so much more healthy. You will be happier. You will glow. Stop running down men. If you have a child with someone and they're not taking responsibility and you feel like you need to get some assistance for financial support, do that. But know that you have within you the ability. You're not completed or validated by a man. And if a man has shown you that they don't care about your child, I think out of self-respect for yourself and your child, heal and take your power back. Do you get what I'm saying? And keep it moving. The amount of people that I saw being raised by just a mother. In fact, the amount of people that, you know what, one thing about, I don't know if this is a black thing, but I know a lot of people who don't even know their dads. Seriously, they don't even know who their dad is. And for me, that would have been like a bit of a nightmarish situation. But the truth is, whatever your issue is, heal. Stop looking for someone who hurt you to be your healer. Stop looking for the person who has clearly showed you injustice to come and say, I'm sorry. Like, get a grip. And that is a good way to approach mental health. And no, I am not a psychotherapist like Afua, but that's why I always say something is wrong with the studies that Afua Rose has explored or qualified in, because if those studies aren't able to lead her to a point where she moves like she loves herself and even loves her children, then something was missing. And I think what it is this idea, just as the gentleman said, principle. Let me just go and look through the comments and then I'll move on. Whee! I'm so hot. I wish someone has saved that video, says Melissa, of her chasing her beady. What happened? Did we all just look at the video and no one thought to save it to their phone? I even decided I'm going to recreate it. I am going to pretend to be Afra Rose. I'm going to get one dude. I'm going to let him put a mask on. And I'm going to say what I remember her saying, because I can't get in trouble for that. It's a parody. It's a parody. I'm going to recreate the video. Trauma Pimp 101. Sorry, I already read that. Sorry, Scagnetti. You are the best. We're all the best. We just have to do our best. Thank you, Nick. Shouldn't women vet men properly before they have children with them, not after? Yes and no. Let me tell you why. If you don't understand men and their psychology and their biology and who they really are, what are you vetting? What are you looking for? Oftentimes what women are looking for in men is only in a very small percentage of men, right? I mean, I haven't even fully introduced this topic to this channel because I know a lot of us are very conditioned. We have all these ideals and fairy tale setups. But if we live in a community where there is a high proportion of men abandoning their child, I would say this is more about women understanding the nature of men, because which men would they be vetting? Who would they be choosing from if it's such a normal thing amongst a high percentage of men? That's one example of one behavior. That's to do with children. We have other behaviors. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not just talking about children. It's just because of this Afro Rose video. So no, I think that's a way of blaming women. And I think men should take responsibility for their behavior, to be fair. All of this seems like deflection. I don't know you or the other woman and saw the video of her being arrested. But as soon as I saw the person videoing, I honestly thought it was a butch woman. That's patriarchy. You can't, let me tell you something. Y'all ain't ready for me, you know. That's some patriarchal BS. What you're saying is deflection. You don't know me or the other woman. Your views of how that woman looks are neither here nor there. They carry no weight. What I'm talking about are facts. Do you get what I'm saying? The opinion and the feelings and the deflecting, talking about this woman looked like a butch woman. Who, what, the woman being arrested or the woman that was in the video? To me, it doesn't matter how any of the women that we talk about look. Women aren't really here to please anyone but themselves. And the way someone looks has nothing to do with the character that they have. And unfortunately, big adults still haven't learned this lesson, okay? All right, let's see. I get it because I never run him down, but I don't blame these women. It just shows me how mad she is. Psychotherapist, my ASS. F the judges in the UK. If it was, this is from Love Isles. If it was the USA, most deadbeat dads would be in jail for not paying child support. That's probably true. That's your opinion. We can agree to disagree. So what would you advise? My son's dad don't care and he's living his best life, making more kids. I think you should love yourself and focus on yourself and think about why you're here on the planet and take the best care you can of your child so as to de-traumatize them. And don't assume because the father isn't there that that's trauma, because sometimes, I'm telling you, you're being protected from, imagine someone's in your child's face and is being cold and horrible. That's another trauma. You know what I mean? If you look in all of the old books, all of the scriptures, you have, you know, it's not about ideals. That's something that's been sold to people, this thing about ideal. We are all here. We have very different destinies. Do you understand what I mean? And everyone's destiny in one way or the other is to learn how to love themselves and to heal themselves from the trauma that's inevitable on this planet. So however your situation drops, love yourself, take care of yourself, take care of your descendants, focus on healing so you can be free. So you're not trapped in the idea, in the pain, in the hooks of what someone has done to you, because they're like living rent free in your head. They're like a puppet master. They can control you and manipulate you. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to take your power back. She was even saying the baby dad was abusive, which I found weird. Why would you want an abusive man around? When Afua Rose, and this is crazy because I'm yet to go into the full thing now. Miss Soon, read the comment then, respond, and we'll go to the next thing because I talked to a lot of people today, including DJ Stylah, right? I got a lot of information today, and a lot of the information I got, I actually can't share. It's like, but there are certain things, and I've made notes. You know me and my notes. I've made some notes about what I can share. When Afua was going through this court proceeding with Miracle's dad, she said to me that she was going to get some pictures of when he had beat her up, and she was going to make a counter complaint, okay? Because she didn't like the fact that he was having her investigated for this viral video. And I said, no, that's what I was talking about. I said, don't do that. Just calm, just chill, just let it go. Why are you holding on to some trash from all 10 years ago? Let it go. So if the man was so abusive and was smacking her up and this and that, do you get what I'm saying? Don't you see that that's mental health imbalance? Don't you see something's wrong with your mind? Why would you, if someone's going to be violent to you, they'll be violent to your child. Why would you want to fight? She wasn't trying to fight him to come back into the child's life. She wanted to embarrass him. And that's very different because she ended up embarrassing herself. Self-accountability. Vet if they already have this type of behavior. That's a good point, Scagnity. She will soon get arrested for throwing the brick out her own window. I don't know what that is. Did she do that? Okay, so here comes, so I'm going to call you out. Pray with me. You're not here for any good intentions. You're here on some agenda, and you're a big supporter of Afua Rose, but even worse, you lack the ability to think for yourself, and you sit down and you listen to a lot of gossip, and you have a very poor character. And as a result of that, you don't feel no way to run anywhere and just chat nastiness about people. So in your case, I'm just going to go back to see what you said before. In your case, you should definitely be made to sit and to heal. I'm sure you've experienced great abandonment in the past. Some people experience abandonment because they need to know themselves and to sit on their own and find their own power. We're not out here to be victims. We can be victimized by many different things. But some people, they're not good. And I'm sorry. pray with me. You're not good. And let me tell you why. So stick a pin. I'm going to tell pray with me. No, you're not good. You guys, I don't know how old you are watching this live, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm a whole grown-ass woman. So I expect some younger people to come because DJ Stylah is a younger man. But I also know that a lot of these people here, why do you guys think it's okay to walk around saying the most wicked things about people when you don't even know it for a fact? Is that how you were raised? Is that how your mother raised you? Do you notice when I say something, if I don't know if it's a fact, I say, this is an allegation. And when I know something for a fact, I say, this is a fact because of rare. If you think, yeah, that this platform, my platform, where I express the thoughts that are on my mind, if you think it's going to be a place where you come and you slander and tarnish other people, I'm not even talking about me. I'm reading the comments. And you see now, you catch them out. No, oh, because I'm not agreeing with you, I need to heal. Nah, bruh. Nah. So let's move on. Afua Rose is a liar. Okay, I'm going to stop reading the comments. I want to move on because I was here for an hour and a half yesterday. I can't do that today. I got so many things to do. Big Saturday night. Afua Rose is a liar. Now, Afua Rose went on her platform, allegedly, last night and said, yes, she was arrested, but everything has come to an end and nothing is going to come of the situation. Now, I know some intricate details about what she's facing and what's going on and how she responded to the charges that were brought against her yesterday. But for the confidentiality of the actual case, there are some things that I can't say for now, okay? Because remember, time is longer than rope. But Afua has not been released of any charges that were brought against her. She is simply on bail. She is under multi-investigations, not even just one. She is under a multitude of investigations about different people, not just about DJ Stylah, okay? And she definitely still has many court dates that no one has been told about. Maybe they haven't even been scheduled yet, but she has a lot of time to spend in court this year. She has committed some undeniable crimes. That's the other thing. This is not just about like someone will come and just say any little thing with them want to say. You understand? Because them not have nothing good in their mind. No, she has a lot of crimes that she is being investigated for. And for her to go on her live and try to act nonchalant and act like, no, there was a reason why Afua Rose didn't speak about the fact that she had a court case yesterday. Did she invite any of her, what would you call them, his time is up followers? Did she invite any of those people to come and support her at court? Why not? Why didn't she make the fact that she knew she was in court yesterday public? Because she's trying to manipulate her audience. She thought that she was going to go to this court case yesterday for defamation and she was going to get off scot-free. She had no idea that when she left the court, she was going to be arrested. She didn't know that. Do you understand what I mean? So unfortunately, a lot of her followers, I don't know what I called them yesterday, but I'll find another word. They aren't critical thinkers. They don't think, they follow. They hear something on road and they just say it. You know, they hear other people with a wave, a momentum around a type of gossip or slander, and they're on it. They don't know about even the things I'm saying, like, what, you want to sit down and be a victim because your child's father isn't about. Get a life. Do you understand? No, seriously, get a life. Know yourself and do better. Now, I want to calm down a bit because I'm going to speak about something that I think is very sensitive. I'm glad I've waited until this point in the video because people don't always watch the whole video. In fact, I don't even know if I should speak about it today because there are so many different sections to this issue with Afua Rose, with this arrest, okay? But one of the things that has really, I'll speak about today, one of the things, I might cut this out and repost it. One of the things that's really hurt me about this issue is how callous, dunce, mean, gossipy, and absolutely pathetic big tough black people can be. And I always knew that this channel was going to be dedicated to transgenerational issues, meaning most of us here, we didn't start in the UK. We come from somewhere else. We migrated here at some point or the other. We brought a lot of our good stuff and we brought the trash. And within our cultures are some disgusting behaviors and some great things. Okay, so people will say on principle, oh, on principle, you're not supposed, you're not supposed to speak ill of where you come from. But if you have critical discernment, you would have the ability to realize that in most cultures, there are the great things and there are the things that we shouldn't repeat. There are the things that our ancestors, grandparents, great-grandparents, aunties, etc. taught us that are life-saving, that we should never stop doing. And then there are the things that we should let go. You're not a free-thinking person. You're brainwashed, pray with me. You're not a free-thinking and you can't fool me because I can see. I can see without my eyes. She says, she or he, I don't know. I am very much a free-thinking person. I honestly don't know Afua or yourself. Her arrest was on my Facebook stream yesterday and I decided to follow the story. If that's the case, bringing me to the point, what makes you decide to come and say, oh, I think that he looks like a woman? I think that, where with that, as somebody I hear that from, you never just sit down one day and say, you know what? One, that person looks like a woman. And two, that's something that I need to share on my platform. Why don't you go and share that with your friends? Because since I put my video up yesterday, I have been thoroughly appalled by the amount of big, tough black adults who surely have a vacuous space in their brain, okay? Who have come to me on TikTok, not really on Instagram, but on TikTok and on YouTube. And I never knew what was going on. Because remember, I told you, I don't follow up back at Afua, so I don't really know the whole story of everything. And then as I spoke to several people who are taking her to court at the moment, people who are building up investigations and cases against her, it came to my attention that the journey of what happened from Afua Rose to DJ Stylah isn't actually just about someone coming on the platform accusing him of attacking a woman. No, there's something bigger to it than that, which helps me to understand why her backside was arrested for malicious communication and hate speech, because some of the things that Afua Rose has said, have definitely crossed too many lines. And some of the lines that she has crossed, those are legal lines in England. And it's the kind of issues that British people don't play about, mate. It's the kind of issues that the British government, the British legislation, even the British culture, they don't play about that. And what is that? Now, in this video, I say Afua Rose versus DJ Stylah. It all began with a Rawpa Crawpa video. So I'm just going to let you know I've got a lot to share and I'm not going to share it in one sitting. So I want to explain why I've said that. From what I've learned, I'll say allegedly, just in case something to add up. This all started with a Rawpa Crawpa video. Now, Rawpa Crawpa is a Jamaican who lives in the UK who has two really good, like really big YouTube channels. One is bigger than the other, right? Big up to Rawpa Crawpa. And he apparently, allegedly, interviewed someone called Substance, who is an artist within the UK dancehall community. Yeah. And I looked for the video, so I don't know if it's been taken down or if I can't find it. Okay. But what I found out is that this whole thing with DJ Stylah and Afua is coming on the back of, or off the back of, some dance hall, meaning dancehall music, reggae dance hall mix up. And no one doesn't know more than me that out of all the genres in the world, when it comes to dancehall, that's a mix-up genre. And I love dancehall, like the music, But I know for a fact that culturally, it's a mix-up genre. So she went onto his platform. She made some allegations, and the allegations were something to the fact of, because we're going to come back and go through everything. I'm going to play everything. So the allegations were alleging that DJ Stylah, this young guy, spiked at an event at a children's party, which is crazy. You adults, like, you just don't have no boundaries. At a children's party, spiked not her drink, not her female friend's drink, but her man's drink, her husband's drink. And I just thought, when I was being told this today, I was like, why would you do that? Why would a man spike? Is it a spike in another man's drink? Anyway, and it came out, she was saying, she made allegations that it's DJ Stylah. And this moved over, right? Because obviously the woman wasn't happy because it's a dancehall mix-up thing. So this moved over. Now I'm sure that's what I was told today. This is how crazy it is. When I listened to the story today, I was thinking, what the fudge? This is just a whole bag of mix-up. So it moved over, and then that same lady Substance, or DJ Substance, don't know, she moved over and went and told the same past dead cold fat story on Afua Rose's platform. And that's when Afua Rose started to accuse DJ Stylah of spiking the man's drink. Now, let's just say, for argument's sake, that her drink was spiked too, because it makes even less sense to me. But whoever's drink was spiked, they went to the doctor, they had some tests done, allegedly, and they were told that, yes, there is a date grape drug in the drink. And so this was communicated to DJ Stylah, and he said, but go to the police, innit? Because if the doctor is definitely saying there's evidence of this in your drink, you should go and report it. This time he wasn't aware that he was, being eyed as the person, as the culprit. The person didn't go to the police, but somehow they end up on Crawpa. Big passa chat platform. And somehow they end up on Afua Rose. Big passa chat platform. And so the initial story was that he was spiking people's drinks. So hold on a minute. How did that story change to an ongoing campaign and all those little mongrel dogs? Seriously, and I saw it today. I even saw a comment last night. I read it out because I didn't know what he was talking about. And my team said to me, you read a comment out last night and I thought it was a bit dodgy, so I deleted it, right? Lydia, from there it went left. She didn't accuse Stylah. She accused Lady Danger, and Stylah started defending Danger. Okay, so if that's the case, because since y'all are filling me in, because that's not what I heard, but let's just go with it. Because I'm getting a lot of information. And the way I'm going to put this together, y'all ain't even ready for it. I'm not ready for it. I'm actually panicking. It's too much. It's too much information, because for me, somehow it's now shifted. This is not about whether Stylah defended Danger, who this is the first time I've heard about her. It's not about that. It's not about whether Stylah spiked someone's drink. Oh no, it's not about that. Not one person on the last video I did last night commented and said, yes, I think he did it. No, I didn't think he did it. What people are actually commenting on is an allegation that this man is, and this has come from Afua's mouth, a woman. Do you hear this? This man is being accused of being a woman who is transitioning to being a man. Am I lying? So when I even came yesterday and I played this arrest tape, I never knew that this was the backstory. I said, why is Afua so mixed up? Don't you understand that when you go to deal with women's rights, you can't have every single lick of something on the same platform? it degrades the focus, the value. It degrades the whole point. This is like a mix-up train. It kicked off at Crawpa's train station. Then whoop, 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 whoop. It ended up over on Afua's platform. Then the whole conversation shifted. And it's no longer about whether he's defending someone, whether he's guilty or not guilty. Now it's about this allegation that he is a woman transitioning to be a man. And to show how much it's a serious thing, the amount, that's why I bun you out a while ago, pray with me. Yes, because I'm not stupid. How about that? Because I have never done a video about anyone, and halfway through, so many people are coming and saying, oh, I think it's this. Oh, and everything is to do with the person's gender. I didn't mention anything to do with gender. So I haven't finished, you know, because I got a lot of information. Sounds like neither you can come off my platform. Because you're not, I have nothing for say, and I'm going to put you in timeout. I'm not going to ban anyone. Pray with me can go in timeout because pray with me don't have nothing good to say. And also, oh, I didn't know I could put the comments up there. Oh my gosh. Please don't come and ask me if I'm single. It's hello. Hello. So Lydia said, I'll put Lydia's comment. I didn't know you could put the comments up there. So yeah, pray with me. You're in timeout. Okay? I didn't beg no one to come and watch my video. I don't want no foolishness here. I delete stupid comments. Even on my regular videos, I'm like, oh no, you're bye. Don't ramp with me. Don't play games with me. Because you see, this whole time we've been here talking, I never mentioned one thing to do with a man's gender. And she's the first person coming with this little dotty gossip train to say, I think he looks like a woman. How much man you know look like a woman? When I first, you know what, when I first saw Puff Daddy, I was so young. I remember saying, how that man look like a fish like that? There was something about how he looked. Maybe it was his lips. I said, he literally looks like a fish. Me and my friends at school used to say, do you think he looks like a fish? And then way down, the man is a real living fish. So who cares? How much man you know look like woman? How much woman you know look like man? Calm down. And please remove your pathetic types of comments because that's not what this is for. I am offended. Now, first of all, I want to clarify something. DJ Stylah is not a woman. He is a man. Afua Rose went as far to find someone with the same birth name initials as DJ Stylah, who is in prison, yeah, for some type of assault, sexual assault against women. And she put that case out because they have the same initials. And she said that that was DJ Stylah. That's past defamation. You're bright. You're bright. And then here comes the hate campaign. The hate campaign against him because, and I don't think it's acceptable, he is being perceived as someone who is a woman, who is obviously transgender. That's what they're thinking. So he's a woman and he's transitioning into a man. Y'all make me sick. No, seriously, you want me to tell you why you make me sick? Because I spoke to him. I didn't know any of this. This was brought to my attention after I did the video. I spoke to a few people. I received information I can share, and I received information that I'm not allowed to share, and I'm happy to not share it. I trust is important to me. And if anyone comes to me and tells me something and says, you can say A, but don't share B, but I just wanted you to know, I am. But what made me ill is while I was talking to him, it was first thing this morning, and I literally just woken up and, you know, the voice still a crook, everything. And I said, let me go have a look. And I started looking at the comments on YouTube, and I forgot, because I hardly use TikTok, forgot that I'd done this video on TikTok, you know, short look. Oh, I think he's a woman. Isn't that man a woman? Isn't that? And I thought, you stupid, dumb sheep. You stupid sheep. All you're doing is letting me know that you've been sitting down, chatting this man with Afua Rose. If you think he is a woman, why don't you ask him? Why are you waiting for me to put a video out that Afua Rose has been arrested? Suppose he is a woman. What do you think's more important? What? Suppose he was a woman. Like, let's be real. Suppose he was a woman. Suppose he was a woman who was transitioning to a man. Do you think that would change the fact of what Afua was done being criminal? Don't be petty and don't come around me with that small-minded thing. To be great, to create great, you got to think better thoughts, not these down and what kind of trash is that? Either way I look at it, whether he's a woman or he's not, it's disgusting. And what was hurtful to me is that when he explained, and I'm only going to explain a small amount, a very small bite size of what he explained to me. But when he explained that to me, Jano, I was totally put off. I was totally put off. If you wondered why his grandma calls him Cherie, go ask him grandmother or go ask your mama. Why not so fast? You understand what I'm saying? I'm wondering, Love Isle say, I'm just wondering why his grandma calls him Cherie. Why don't you go and ask her? Shoot. My damn thing died. This device died. Okay, it's all right. Why don't you go and ask her? Why is it your business? That's another thing. Why is it your business what someone's grandma calls them? When did it become your business? I am talking about the person filming the video when Afua was getting arrested. I am talking about the person who is speaking here. I don't know who's innocent, who's not innocent. That's another thing. As a woman who's experienced assault, I don't trust people. I don't trust women. I don't trust men. I know who I trust. Some women and some men. But on a rule, I don't trust a woman because she's a woman. And I don't trust a man because he's a man. Okay? Let's put her back in timeout. You want to go back in timeout, babe? I knew she was one of Afua's little curry chickens. Go and do something constructive. How do I do it? Oh. First of all, I'm psychic. I can't see everything, but I can see a lot. From the minute that Pray With Me started chatting, I was like, here we go. So, V. Morgan says, I agree. He's very ignorant to focus on his gender rather. If the situation is that you're being accused of assaulting someone, your gender's got nothing to do with it. It's either you assaulted the person or you didn't. That is what is important. If you're being accused of spiking someone's drink, what kind of, I know a lot of you, like, I know you come from some small islands, but open up your mind and get some morals. Get some integrity. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you have been accused of anything, the point is, are you guilty or not? Not who you were with last night, not what your personal gender business is on a tool damn mix up and I'm not in their head. You guys need to go learn languages and get those little rotting brain cells functioning. To me, this is why I compared it to what I mentioned earlier on, these reality TV shows. These are big, tough black people. Some of them have grandchildren. And this is the kind of stuff you're talking about on the internet. Get a grip. Even this person saying, just wonder why what are you wondering what his grandma called him for? What are you wondering about that? And this is the reason why I'm offended by it. Is one, it has nothing to do with the point. Two, obviously it has nothing to do with the point because Afua got arrested. She still came. She never said the truth about the arrest. That's questionable. You've been arrested. The videos have gone viral. You've never said the truth about anything. You come and you tell your audience some lies. Why? Why are you telling your audience that you're standing by what you said when we know, yeah, those who are privy to the information, that might not be the case? Right, I just want to wrap this thing up. I just want to wrap this last thing up because it's important to me. When I was growing up in Jamaica, I used to think that sometimes we were very, very wicked. There are some things about my culture, and I'm not saying British people are better, no way, but there are some things, it could have just been the stage that humanity was in. But say the guy that is deaf or he has a speech impediment, oh, that person will get teased so much. That, you know, and you know how Jamaicans are, whatever you are, like if you have a twisted arm, your name Twissy. You get what I'm saying? One of my neighbors, he had rickets, so his knees went out like this. His name was Ben Up. You know what Jamaica's like. And I don't even want to just say Jamaica, because this is Caribbean culture and it's Black culture worldwide. That's what I think. So we had some ways that when people had anything that was physically not average, people would be teased for it. You know, even like something like autism. When I was younger, I never heard anyone speak about autism, but I know it existed. So the knowledge would have been limited. To say if someone had an autistic child, they may really not deal with that child well. Now, these are the little dirty things that are in people's cultures that we want to act like, no, it's a, you know, we're repping our culture. And we want to act like those little ugly truths don't also exist. I have a cousin who's autistic, and I always say to like her sister, do you know that it's such a good thing that she's born in this time period? Because I can't think what her life might have been like if she was growing up in Jamaica like 50 years ago. Would she have been nurtured, or would she have been abused? I see people abuse their own able-bodied children. I have seen as a child, this boy did something wrong. He was about 13, and his mom tied him to a tree like a goat, beat his backside, and left him out there the whole day, the whole night. We could hear him crying in the night. So when you hear me say things like, you guys are disgusting, you guys are, these are some generational trashy behaviors, lack of compassion, lack of any kind of true care. That's why I said earlier on, when it comes to the baby father thing, focus on some solutions. Don't get lost in this victim. Like, we're just it's so easy to disrespect people. It's so easy to assassinate people's character. And in this case, I just want to clarify why I'm so offended. And I think Afua Rose as a woman is abhorrible. She is unbearable. She's lucky that she got to have the opportunity to be a woman in this life. But she will need a few lifetimes to straighten her path. Because one thing about having the opportunity to be a mother is you are thankful if your child is able-bodied, right? You are thankful if your child has 10 toes and 10 fingers and can see and can hear and can talk. You give thanks because you know why you're giving thanks, because it's not a given. And in every community, in every race on this planet, there are children who are born, whether they're not neurally average, meaning they have some different, whether it's autism, ADHD, different things, okay? They're not neurally average, meaning they have some special needs. And also on this planet, in every corner of the planet, there are children who are born who also have physical special needs. They may have a disability, for example. They may have various types of disabilities. So when you're living on your road and you give birth to your child and your child has some issues, you try your best to support your child. You give thanks that you're not of the mindset where you're going to abuse, like this is a couple decades ago, where people are just treating those children who were not physically average or neurally average. They were abusing them. They were mistreating them, right? You can't say it's not true. Okay, I'm not saying everyone, but this is a thing. And especially for me, it's linked to knowledge. So the less knowledge, the less education that people have, the more inhumane and barbaric they will treat their own children. So if you have a child that's born and they're able-bodied, you know, they're neurally average, and you look down the road at your neighbor and they have a child that's born who may not be able-bodied or neurally average, what do? Do you sit down and cuss and slander and insult that child and their mother? No, you don't. So this is what I am taking from this situation. Dark Circle says that's because there are no laws in play in third world countries and they don't recognize the symptoms, meaning understandings. Most poor countries have no support for those children's mental health. But I think even more than support is knowledge. I think before we can have support, like, you have to have knowledge. Like, you have to have some knowledge. This child's autistic, you know. I guess that is a form of support if you want to look at it that way. But we need to have knowledge, you know. And essentially, one of the things that I was told that made me realize that I have dipped my toes in a conversation I never know I was dipping my toes in. Because I just saw AFA Rose being arrested, and I thought, woohoo, that the girl I figure feeling her. What goes up must come down. Literally, I thought that. It was this morning I started thinking, hold on, do you know that it's exactly a year from this month, probably this week, seriously, that Afua Rose started to attack me online? Exactly 1 year. 1 exact year. And I am now here speaking about her arrest. I thought, this is crazy. But that's why time, innit? But this is where it all goes wrong. You cannot be a woman's rights ambassador and attack people who are the children. I don't even know where that came from. Who were those thumbs coming up before? Who are the children of other women who have been born with various impediments or physical differences to a physically average child. And with the case of DJ Stylah, he is a man. And I am going to speak so little on what I'm about to say because this is his story to tell in his own time and space, if and when he chooses to do that. I spoke to that man today, and he told me that he was born intersex. Now, back in the day, we would call this, the word that was used was hermaphrodite. You remember that word? And he explained to me that similar to how you have autism and it's a spectrum, there's lots of different conditions that they all fit underneath what they're now looking at as a spectrum, that it has evolved from the word hermaphrodite. And yes, I do have permission to say this part. And it has evolved to understand that it's a spectrum because just because someone is born with a situation in regards to their reproductive organs or their sexual anatomy, it's not the same thing for everyone. Meaning, someone can be born having a clitoris, a vagina, and ovaries and a penis, for example. Someone could be born with no ovaries and a clitoris. It's not a one size fits all. And I am not here to detail what his situation is, but when I tell you this man broke this situation down to me, even scientifically, and explained to me that he actually is not a woman. He is not transitioning from being a woman. He was born under the term intersex, and it has been established that he is a man. And when and if he is ready, he will speak about it. And after I spoke to him and thanked him so much, that he told me so many things that I don't even want to share, I don't even think it's appropriate, he can come and share in his own time and space. And I went back on TikTok and I came back on YouTube and I saw like this stupid person pray with me. Oh, but he looks like a woman. Yeah, bon you and your callous, evil hearts. I am not a Pasa channel, right? You need to go watch my content. I don't even come and speak like this. Bon you and bon your evil little hearts. You are the same people who will see someone with a child who's not neurally average or physically average, and you will laugh and you will scorn and you will turn your nose up and you will traumatize those innocent people. And you damn people, you say you're Christians. You say you are Christians. If you are Christians, why is it that one type of person is an abomination? In your religion, do you believe that your creator, whatever the name of your creator is, do you believe that there are certain children that are born that aren't worthy of love, respect, and support? Do you believe that based on someone's mental faculties, based on their physical abilities or how they came into this planet, that they are now not worthy of love, respect, protection, understanding, and compassion? If that's what you believe, bon you. And Afua Rose, you have said some things about DJ Stylah. You have put out dangerous accusations. You've even put out articles okay, about someone else that's not even this being. And that's why your backside got locked up. For me, no one is like infallible. We all come with our pros and cons. When I first put out my documentary about AFA Rose, I had a lot of men that had been accused asking me to tell their story. I can't really do that. I can't vouch for anyone. That's what I'm saying. I can't vouch to say this man is innocent. He didn't do this. This man is innocent. I can't do that. But what I can do is be objective and just look at something and see, is this right or is this wrong? And from what I've looked at dark circles laughing, from what I've learned, I thought, you mean to tell me that this man's intersex? Are you telling me that? And Afua has built up a whole campaign about he is a woman who is transitioning to be a man who is graping other women. That's what you said out of your mouth. And you birthed children out of your womb. Y'all, some of you people on this planet, I don't know, I must not be from this planet because it is so bizarre to me. It's so bizarre to me. It's so bizarre. And let me tell you something. Love Isle says, now, calm down. Bun that too. My self-healing has nothing to do with me being quiet. That's not how my healing works. I genuinely feel, that if more people opened their mouth and spoke their truth with respect, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes not with respect, if the respect isn't warranted, we'd all be healthier. So the now, calm down, healing doesn't mean I'm a Buddhist. I'm just sitting down, meditate. No. That's not healing. Healing is truth. Healing is knowing yourself. Healing is allowing wounds to turn into power. Healing is not becoming crippled to the expectations of others and not allowing the people who are hurting you, do you get what I'm saying, to control your ability to grow and flourish and to be happy. And I can smile and tell people, bun you for that. And that's the reason why, I'm going to be honest, that's why I reacted to, what's that person's name? Pray with me. You see them look crazy. Pray with me. Pray for me, or whatever your name is. You came here with that name, and as soon as you could chat lyrical, oh, I think he looks like a woman. Yeah, bun you. No one asked you what you thought. I did not create any content that said, do you think this person is a man or a woman? You petty people. So I'm so sorry. And I'm not saying that to everyone here, but this is what's on my mind. How petty, how monstrous, how disgusting, how low can you go? How uncivilized. How dare you? Are you saying that when you see, listen, let me tell you something. I used to work for a Jewish school, and it was a school for all of the special needs children within the Jewish community in that particular area. And it was gold is green. Okay, so they're known for living in that area. I never forget how much it touched me, how well they took care of these special needs children. It was, oh my God, they treated them so well. They made provisions for their abnormalities, for their behaviors. Some of the children they had very little, really average interaction, communication. They made time and space. They really took care of these children. And coming from Jamaica, where people are being called bent up, blinded, you get what I'm saying? Anything wrong with someone, you take it and beat them. I was so touched. And then there were children that I was working with that in the daytime, they just did not have the ability to communicate. But you see, when I went to sleep, I would dream them. They would talk to me. They would I'd be like, oh my God, these children are blessed beings that sometimes you get the opportunity to look after a child that has special needs. Sometimes that's your destiny. Sometimes it's a blessing. There's nothing wrong with the child. They're just holding a certain spiritual vibration. That's why they say autistic children are very, very special. But no, you don't even know what the story is, Afua. And the same way that's why your backside got arrested yesterday. That's why you got arrested. So this is now the Afua Rose, yeah, versus DJ Stylah case. Just so you know. And as you know, without even going into too much detail, that I've just spoken about, they don't take them ting there for drug at England. So maybe that's why she got arrested. Maybe it wasn't just because yesterday I was saying it could be because it's malicious communication and hate speech. But hate speech against what? You get what I'm saying? Because if I just come and call you a ninja, that might not be, they might be like, well, you're both black. What do you mean, ninja? Do you get what I'm saying? Ninja. But hate speech against what? So those people, and here's another thing I want to say. I am not here to recruit anyone. I just express what's on my mind. I don't have a campaign. I don't have a train. I don't have anywhere for you guys to come and join me. I actually appreciate good reasoning. That's why I read the comments. I like to reason. I don't need everyone to agree with me because I'm quite confident in my views. And I learn from everybody else's views. I can change my mind about things. Do you get what I'm saying? But you see specifically, Afua's road sweepers, her community, I am not interested in you guys. I am not, because even to hear that somebody could be, imagine, that's why when I saw pray with me or whatever that false spiritual religious crap that was written on that person's name, when I saw them say that, I thought, you wanted to say that from I started this video, you were just looking for a time. So what? So what if he looks like a woman? I don't know what the issue is between these two people. But all I know is that once upon a time, Afua Rose was, accusing him of something linked to some sexual assault, innuendo, intention, some spiking of drinks. And then at some point, it turned into something else. Am I right or am I right? Blessed, what kind of love? There's no blessings and there's no love. And it's so funny, all the things that she's saying, and it's her backside I saw got arrested yesterday. I didn't see DJ Stylah actually get arrested. So before I go, because I am going to go, and I realize that what I need to do is each time when I'm coming live, I'll tell you the one topic I'm going to talk about. Just one topic, because I have a few things that I want to touch on. And I do have the tendency to elaborate. And next thing you know, look, I've got somewhere to go, and it's big, an hour and a half. So before I play this last video, I did mention it yesterday. To me, it was a snippet of proof to show how much of a liar Afua Rose is. V. Morgan says, it's one thing for people to be stupid, but why do the stupid/ignorant always feel entitled to share their unsolicited opinion about things that aren't even their business? You see, if you aren't lying down with DJ Stylah, it's not your business what he is or what he isn't. You're not too damn fast and brazen with it. Like, no one will call you out and say, first of all, that's not the title of the video. It wasn't the title of yesterday's video. And that's how you know. This is why she's been arrested, because she has literally taken her personal view and rammed it into the mind of so many dunce bats that just because I hear something doesn't mean that every time that situation comes up, that's what I'm going to say. For me, it feels like they're not even talking or thinking for themselves. I don't even know if it's Afua. Like, sometimes I'll see a comment here or on TikTok and the account will say user, who doesn't name their account? I'm thinking, is this Afua or is this a real person? Because they all sound like one person. You know what that means? That means you've been brainwashed, because you can't even think for yourselves. You guys need to learn how to read, learn about critical analysis. I created the video yesterday. A few people, I even deleted their comments. Why are you asking me what's Afua's been arrested for? I created a video. You don't have to read. You don't have to turn pages. Why are you commenting and asking me, why has she been arrested? Why not watch the video? That is the reluctance to be informed and to make your own opinion about things. You just want to be spoon-fed online. It's ridiculous. Dark circles. Afua Rose's problem is she picks up anybody's story, facts, no facts, just allegations, and some of the man them in her security. I know handle women in the past, okay, in a certain way. Well, I never knew about that, but I would not be surprised. Bless you too, Danielle. So I will just wrap up. I sang a song yesterday. I'm not going to sing the song again today. I enjoyed singing that song yesterday. This video is just essentially to talk about the fact that Afua Rose and DJ Stylah have a case. She hasn't bust no case. She wasn't arrested and bailed, and then that's the end of it. When have you ever heard of that happening? She has obligation. Oh, one of the things that I was told, because I remember my phone died, I couldn't see my notes. One of the things that I was told to confirm, and this is not from DJ Stylah, but it is from someone who is going through court with Afua at the moment. Afua does live, it came out in court. She said that her son lives in that address on Ashmore Road or Ashmore Crescent. It came out in the court, that's where she lives. Now imagine this, for about 2 years, that woman has been saying, I don't live there, that's my business address, I just send my mail there, and now it's actually come out in court, allegedly, that she lives there. What kind of a hocus pocus stuff is that? That's like your address is online, so rather than you cover yourself, you decide that if anyone asks, you'll just say, I don't live there. This is some like grade school behavior. This is grade school behavior. So on that note, please comment below once the video posts. Let me know what area you'd like me to focus on, because I do want to do a video about Afua Rose suffering from cognitive dissonance. I want to explain what cognitive dissonance is, because we all experience it at times in different areas of our lives. It can mean, it can mean that you believe one thing, you have a certain belief system about one thing, but what you're doing, how you're acting, what you're experiencing is in contrast to what you're believing. And that can create a deep sense of internal conflict, because if you believe one thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I believe that my creator flies past my window every morning at 3 a.m. and if that's my belief, and if every time I look out at 3 a.m. I don't see my creator, that is a very basic form of cognitive dissonance. So I do want to speak about that. I have quite a few little pockets. I think I'll do a poll. Please let me know. So the next time that I'm coming live is on Monday at 10 p.m. If you or anyone you know have been affected by the venomous tongue, the lies, slander, malicious communication, and hate speech that spews from this empty barrel that makes the most noise, you know, that's what we used to say in Jamaica, empty barrels make the most noise, aka Afua Rose. Please contact me on my website. It's linneaofficial.com. The link is on my YouTube. You can just click through, go to the contact page. I think I'll pin it in the comments again today. That seems to be quite effective. So I'm going to play a video as I leave you guys. It is 2 minutes and 24 seconds. This is one of my proofs of how lie Afua is. And I would say, and I've said this before, I'll say it again, Dark Circle says Afua doesn't vet her people around her or her clients. And I know that's a fact. And how do I know that's a fact? I reached out to Afua Rose 2 years ago to ask her, how can I put information online about me experiencing assault and not have the video taken down? This is actually how I know Afua. Do you get what I'm saying? This is how I know her. I was doing a campaign about someone. I did not say that I was assaulted. My spirit was telling me that this person was a serial rapist. I started the campaign and lots of women came forward to explain that they had been raped or assaulted in some way by this man called Ramon Kalai, who's from Mandeville, Jamaica. I wanted to make a documentary about it. Seriously, you know, this is how this page is even here. This is part of why. This is part of why this page is here. I wanted to make a documentary about it, but I didn't want to make the effort. See, I'm like, lazy artist. I don't want to kill it myself and make no documentary. And as I put it up, it gets taken down. And I was aware that people's content can get taken down. So I was speaking to a client, a former client, about it. She saw my post that I was putting out and she said, have you heard about Afua Rose? And I was like, no, I literally just come back from Jamaica. I didn't know anything about Afua Rose. And she put me on to her. So I saw her post on her Instagram. I didn't see the YouTube. And I reached out to her and I asked her, I said, I want to talk to you. So she called me. Oh, yes, sis. Yes, sis. Okay, sis. And I explained to her, I've experienced an assault many, many, many years ago. And I want to speak about it because for years I've been working with women. I've been working with people when it comes to self-love and healing trauma, but I've never actually shared any of my traumas. And I'm at a stage where me is a bigger man now, you get me? And actually, I feel like it would be great for me to start this conversation about personal healing and transgenerational trauma and patriarchy. Like it was all these different themes that I covered in my documentary series, Life After Death. So please be sure to check it out. So I asked her, how do you make these claims without, you know, being intervened with by YouTube? And she goes, you know what? Some of the videos, we get told to take them down, but most of them, it's all right. And then she invited me to come onto her platform and tell my story. And I said, well, I can't because I'm creating a documentary series. I can't come onto your platform and talk about what I've experienced. She goes, well, I believe you. That's how I know. And I know this might seem tricky, like, oh, that's how I know Afua Rose. I told her what my experience was. She said, I believe you. She was judge and jury. I didn't need her to believe. I don't give a damn who believes me or not. I never went to her and asked her to like believe me or not. I never realized she had this platform where she was bringing on these women because I saw her Instagram initially. And in her Instagram, it was like she was face on camera. Do you get what I'm saying? She was the one who was face on. So I realized she wanted me to come and tell my story on her platform. And I am an artist. I've got another channel. You can check it out. You can go listen to my music. It's called Linnea, right? And I just felt like, no, my thing has to be done a certain way. And I want to make this specific documentary a part of a collection of personal stories that start off talking about my ancestry, my parents, my grandparents. They're from Jamaica, what trauma they went through, what trauma my parents went through, what trauma I went through, people in my family, brother, sister, etc. What the tendency was for male children to be rapists, okay? And then even further in my adulthood, some of the trauma, because to be honest, to me, it's really a chunk of my backstory. It isn't actually my whole life story. So I declined the offer to go onto her platform. And she said to me, okay, why don't you just come on the platform and tell people about this docu-series, which is called Life After Death. And that's why I went on her platform. And so I know firsthand, that's no allegation. I know she doesn't need any evidence whatsoever to come forward and to say, this man's done this, this man's done that. So I'll just read these. She should be hearing both people's sides. Well, it's all going to come out because I want to say something about that, but I realize this is in regards to DJ Stylah. I realize that's not my part, but sometimes people want to tell both sides, but the person who is conjuring up the lie, they don't want the other person to speak because that's part of the power. Imagine going court and the judge is siding with the police or the victim before hearing the accused. She must learn law. But here's the other thing. Who made her platform judge and jury? The whole point is she's not the law. She's not the law. So she's going to get in trouble over and over again because she is not the law. And because she's not the law and she's making decisions about people and their character and what they've done from what they haven't done, and then she's assassinating them. This woman, when she's ready to have you on her lips, she will chat you and chat you and chat. Like she's got nothing going on. She's got nothing going on. Nothing that takes up valuable space in her mind. So it's very vengeful. It's very spiteful. And she decides, right, I'm the judge. You know, I'm the judge, I'm the jury, you're guilty, and now you're going to go on my wall of shame. It's just pathetic. Big, tough back granny. Like, come on. It's pathetic. It's mental health problems. You know, I have a friend, she was a psychoanalyst, and that's the top level psycho anything. So like psychotherapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, psychoanalyst, right? Very few of them in the UK. And she told me that a part of her work is she has to always be seeing a psychoanalyst or a psychologist. When you do these kind of roles, you yourself always have to be in counseling too. And clearly, the conduct of Afua, she's not in counseling. This is all her unhealed stuff that she's literally spewing through social media and ganging up with other unhealed people who don't have critical thinking, who just want to chat. Oh, someone looks like a woman. Get out of here with that trash. Go and write a book. You go, let's go and do something. Go and do something. So, on that note, this is one of my proofs that Afua is a liar. Okay? Around the same time that the march happened in 2022, this is Afua Rose's His Time Is Up march, her page was taken down on Instagram. You remember one time her pages kept on getting taken down? And during that time, I was speaking to one of her goons who was telling me about his nemesis, which you can watch in 2 videos ago. Yeah. What's it called? Now I can't even remember the name of my own video. It's a seriously. So I've got a new series called Exposing Narcissists. And let me have a look for it for you. I'm going to tell you what it's called. So there's 2 videos and I speak about this issue. Okay. First one is called 3 Simple Ways to Identify a Narcissist. This is in the thumbnail, and the title of the video is Killer P, My Father, and the Tools I Use to Detect and Expose Narcissism. The second video is called Afua Rose's Minion. Sorry, I cracked myself up. Afua Rose's Minion, Killer P, Kevin Bennett's Obsession, a narcissistic experience with a madman. And I did a previous video. I did a live stream that was 7 hours long, and I cut all of the topics into separate videos. So my first video on this Killer P, this was all in response, by the way, to Afua and her mouth on my name. After months and months and months of just not saying anything, one day I decided, you know what? I'm going to say something. And I made a video called Please Don't Call Me Sis. And the part that was dedicated to Killer P is called Killer P, a psychopathic male wolf in sheep clothes. And the part that was dedicated to Afua Rose is called Afua Rose, My Experience with Ex-Con When Ego Eclipses Mission. So what I say is that she has a mission, but her ego is eclipsing the mission. And that's why she's just going down crazy street. Okay, so back to the point. So I made this video, but prior to that, there was a march, like 6-7 months prior, probably about a whole 8 months prior. Her page got taken down, and Killer P, aka the Pussycat, was telling me about his nemesis, this larger than life character called Kevin Bennett, right? Okay. He told me that Kevin Bennett had all of his social media platforms taken down. Do you get what I'm saying? He told me I already detailed them in these videos, so you can go and watch, because by the very least, you will laugh. He told me the most illustrious stories about this larger than life character. And he told me that even in terms of the email providers that he uses, he doesn't use Gmail, Yahoo, none of those free email providers, because it's easier for people to hack your accounts. So when I saw that Afua's accounts had been hacked and taken down again, because it felt like it had already happened, I reached out to her and said, you know, Killer P has been telling me about this guy, Kevin Bennett, and rare. He's also told me how to protect yourself online. Like you need some Google security key, all this stuff, right? And because most of my stuff are online, I thought, you know what, I'm going to listen to what he's saying. I'm going to protect myself. Okay. So I explained to Afua the whole thing with Killer P and Kevin Bennett. And she said, yes, his girlfriend, Killer P's girlfriend, had called Afua Rose and told her about Kevin Bennett. So this was October/November 2022. So how, if that's happened, Killer P spoken to Afua about Kevin Bennett, Killer P's girlfriend, because they have some big stories, you know, like some movies, like a psychological thriller, as I say, like some psychological thrillers. Killer P, he's spoken to Afua about Kevin Bennett. Killer P's girlfriend, she's spoken to Afua about Kevin Bennett. And me, Linnea, I have directly spoken to her and explained that because of what Killer P said he experienced, these are some ways that you could protect your Instagram, because I was trying to assist her to make sure that her pages didn't keep getting taken down. So if that's the case, ladies and gentlemen, how is it possible that about 6 months later, Afua Rose puts this video out? Stick a pin. That woman is a damn liar. She's a liar. She is a liar. And I haven't even finished playing that video. But to hear that woman actually say, I haven't heard anything about Killer P 6 months after the fact that we've all had conversations with Afua Rose, and she has verified other information that other people have called her about Kevin Bennett, why is she lying on her own platform 6 months after the fact and saying that she's never heard about him before? You are caught in a lie. And this is her MO. This is how she is. She's a pathological liar. You lie. Am I on? You lie. Did you see how straight her face was? I will not tolerate lying. I have never heard of Kevin Bennett. 6 months after I can confirm that she's had several conversations about someone who she brought on her platform and said, I don't know what she accused him of, but you can just imagine, you know what she accused him of, right? And this was part of Killer P and Kevin Bennett's issue, which is really an obsession by Killer P with Kevin Bennett, from what I can see. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And Afua looked straight into the camera, like straight. She didn't even blink. I heard her hesitate a bit after she said, oh, that's a lie. She kind of like, it's like her subconscious was like, but you're sitting down here lying. So imagine now, you're one of the gullible minions watching a video like that. You would be able to swear blind that what she's saying is true, right? And that is one of many examples of just how comfortable, how cozy Afua can stand, hold the camera, and just lie herself silly. And so with this issue that she has with DJ Stylah, only God can help her, because what's done in the dark will come to light. And as I've mentioned, this is now not only about you accused him of this. This is also about you attacking his anatomy, his gender, putting up pictures saying that he's known for this crime, he's been sentenced for this and that. One day, remember that all it takes is one lick of straw to break the camel's back. 90s beef before, this is old stuff. We are grown up now. Why is Afua mentioning Kevin Bennett? She should check out how long the beef was. Mental health. And let's not forget that the reason why Afua has been obsessed. Now let's just go back to where I started. When I started this video, I spoke about the video where she set up her child's father, Miracle's father, and ran down the road. You waste man, like, God, what the hell? Like, you waste man, right? where do you think Miracle's father comes from? He's a Southie. He's from South London. To me, this is my opinion, so it's not even an allegation. Based on what I can see, this has some bearing on why Afua Rose has been so focused on South London. You see, if you're a true women's rights ambassador, you will at least get some stats about SA and DV against women all over the planet. You should know the stats for the United States, the stats for France, and all those other European countries. You should know the stats for all races within the UK. You should know the stats for Asia. You should know this seriously. You should know that if that's your thing, you need to, even if you decide, you know what, I'm just going to act like my skin color is where my loyalty lies. Women of African descent live all over the world. You, if that's your true goal, is to empower and to raise awareness about women's rights, you should have some stats. And those stats can't just be based on what's happened down in the ends in Brixton. Those stats have to create a cognitive, bigger picture. That's what awareness is about. Awareness is actually information, data. So even if you're bringing people's stories to the fore, you have to have some way of giving your audience some understanding about how this issue is prevalent in many, countless societies across the entire planet. So this obsession that Afua has with South London and South London madam, you know, for me, my opinion is that it is totally linked to the fact that she is seeking or was seeking revenge against the father of her South London child. Like her child's not from South London, but the South London father of the child. And these are the things, and this is why I'm going to say women. I'm not just going to say women because a lot of men have been assaulted. A lot, a whole lot. Women, men, children. You are not responsible for what's happened to you, but it is your responsibility to heal. You cannot go to the person who has victimized you and give them the responsibility to heal you. That's a perfect analogy of why I don't agree with her running down the baby father on the road. He's the person that's put her in that state. You want him to heal you. He's the one who's withdrawn his capability. Maybe he's not even capable of being a nourishing, loving father. He has withdrawn. He has created that wound, if there is a wound, within Afua. He has created that wound, if there is a wound, within her child. Why the backside are you running to that same man for healing? Are you sick? Is that what your Christianity is teaching you? Is that what, because she keeps on saying she's a Christian, she's a Hebrew Israelite. Is that Christianity? That you must run to the same person who stepped in your face and say, please, fix up back my face. So someone come and box my face, box off my eyeshadow, yeah? Rip out my hair. I must take my hair that's been popped out, take my makeup to them and say, I beg you, are you crazy? Don't you see that's crazy? And I know that traditionally, culturally, in communities, we are used to believing in stuff that just don't make sense. But if I give it to you like that, maybe it would make some sense. If someone comes to your house and they're angry with you, they use a hammer and they smash all the windows, all the mirrors, whatever of a value to you, do you go and get a DIY kit, for example, and some materials and go back to that same person that did that and say, you just smashed up my whole house. Please come back and fix it. Where on this earth does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying you can't go to someone else and ask them to fix it or hire someone, but would you go to the perpetrator and ask them to fix what they've destroyed? No. So that shows that she has a deeper agenda. And if you bring your platform out and you brand your platform as a His Time Is Up platform, and the time and the his is related to SA, is related to grape, to me, it is immoral to use that same platform to start to detail and antagonize all the father of your children and your experiences you've had with them. Like, to me, it's immoral. Again, these are the reasons why this women's rights movement can be degenerated. It can be ridiculed. If you want people to take your thing serious, you have to move seriously. How much empathy, with all the anger that Afua has incited, and the DJ Stylah video shows it, it's not just against the men. His aunt is really angry. So there's women and men that are really angry here. With all of the anger that is incited, not by focusing on one perpetrator and detailing what's happened with all the facts and evidence, no, but actually by just making content. Come and tell us your experiences. How has that elevated that cause? Not the platform, the cause. If this platform is just for women of color, do women of color feel more safe now this platform is out? Do they feel more justified? All of the women who have come through Afua Rose's platform, someone who has claimed, even though she was disproved by Claire Kennedy, that she most likely isn't a psychotherapist, because the university have no record of any degree that matches the title she's provided. But for argument's sake, all of the women, let's say it's been 100 women, it must have been more than that by now. Out of the 100 women who have come on her platform, traumatized, PTSD, there are real traumas that go with grape. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not just a mental thing. So whatever the different traumas, because it's a myriad, it's a spectrum of trauma, how many of those women have received any kind of hands-on coping support? Because this thing about principle, okay, you've called the person out. Have you healed? Have you actually healed? Did calling the person out heal you? Did it give you the tools and the keys to healing, the skills, the information that you actually needed to heal, to step into your power, to not even feel any way, to be like, yo, that happened, that's that person's fault, that's that person's like shortcoming, that's not my shortcoming. How many women, and I'm going to get some stats, how many women do you think have experienced grape on this planet? Do you think it's a small percentage of women? That's where you're wrong. Because most women never speak about it. Not to their best friend, not to their mother, not to their aunt, not to their man. Okay? But this is not a 1 in 10, a 2 in 10, or a 3 in 10 situation. I'm going to tell you that. This is a high percentage. Where is the awareness of that information that is being highlighted? For example, Afua has this wall of shame, as she calls it, on her Instagram. How much awareness raising information is shared on that page that will elevate both men and women about this topic and get everyone to actually be thinking differently, to be proactive about safety and discernment? What kind of information is this? What kind of movement is this? What kind of movement is it? So if this is a movement that is being pushed by women, it's for women, why are you so obsessed with a man looking like a woman? You guys are sick. And on that note, seriously, are you guys, I'm sorry, sick. And when you observe sickness for so long that it seems justifiable, that it seems normal, it will make you sick too. That's why I keep talking about critical thinking. It is important to have the ability to analyze what you're seeing, to see it from different perspectives, to add it up, to dismantle it, to really evaluate it, and to see if this is an upper, if it's a downer, if it's healing, or if it's revenge, if it's creating any safety for any other girl on this planet or not. Do you understand? So that is my end of Afra Rose versus DJ Stylah. I will be back on Monday. I feel that it's time for me to speak about Afua's cognitive dissonance. I do. I am going to do another video about Claire Kennedy, Mary Halsford, like what I saw, what I thought about it. You can, Claire Kennedy, I don't think she's put up all of her content. She's on Instagram. Marie Halsford, she is the representative of Eamon Edwards, who is another person who currently is going through court with Afua. She didn't even turn up to her last court case. Okay. So on that note, I wish you all the best. Thank you all so much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you. Dark circles. What has color got to do with grape? Hello. That's what some people, you're so pro-black to your whack. What has color got to do with grape? What has it? Do you know, like, seriously, what has color got to do with grape? Pathetic. And whenever you find women who can't see, we're all women and we all go through certain things, there's a healing that needs to happen with them psychologically, because they keep seeing themselves as the other. You know, they feel like women like Afua, they feel like, well, white women have it better than black women. Do you get what I'm saying? They feel like that. Afua is the only person that has been... Sorry. So Kazella said, great point. Afua is the only person that has been arrested in his Time Is Up campaign. How can you have a campaign saying his time is up? And as far as I know, like, I don't know about any other time, but this is the second time I know of her being arrested. And the first arrest was the father of her own child. Like, that's how you know you're gone way off brand, because that you didn't make a series of videos. You didn't come and explain all the stuff to do with the father of that child. But yeah, you got arrested. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't heal, even your revenge will turn on you, and you will be the one ending up getting in trouble. You will be the one who will be persecuted. You will be the one. Now, I want to just make this clear. Again, I said it before, but I know the audience is changing. I'm not taking up for anyone. I don't know who did what. I can't swear for nobody. But I am talking about what I have heard, what people have communicated to me, the research that I am doing. And I can already see that when it comes to DJ Stylah and his own gender, his own anatomy, Afua is behaving. She's crazy. No, you're right. Doc says Afua's crazy. She's crazy. She's absolutely, like, she's to me, you don't have to have a religion, you know, but you need to have morals. Religion is traditionally there to teach people how to have morals, how to have dignity, how to live honestly, how to think of other people, how not to be self-centered, how not to be narcissistic, how not to evolve with all those traits into a little human demon running around on the planet. I do not like the attack of people who may not be average bodied, whether it's neurally average or physically average. I actually am disgusted by that. I don't care what fake woke black, I don't business about any of that. If you cannot have compassion for your brother man, and you disgust me, that means you're not even evolved. I have a puppy. Yeah, me and my puppy. I watch my puppy. I have a puppy. She's beautiful. She's so social. She's so loving. Any dog she sees, she wants to sniff it. She's so kind. I'm like, but look, these animals are showing us every day where we're losing ourselves. They greet each other. She greets big dogs, small dogs. She don't care. She's sniff, sniff, sniff. And us as human beings who forget that we are also mammals, we have forgotten, do you get what I'm saying? How to respect. My puppy, there are blind puppies in the park that we go to. There's even a dog that only has 3 legs. Do you think that my puppy is discriminating on a to what less? On a one get one dog or one cat, and see, like the ancients would do, they would observe the animals and it would teach them morals, yeah? It would teach them things. Whatever religion you have, Christianity, Muslim, Hebrew Israelites, which is still coming under Christianity, Judaism, you could be Hindu, you could be Buddhist, you could be alternative, you could practice traditional spiritual, whatever it is. You see, if you can't move correct, something's wrong with you. All of these systems are actually here to teach men, first and foremost, how to be more moral, how to be less competitive, how to stop taking each other out. I don't know if you knew this, but laws were brought into this planet for men, first and foremost. Especially these laws that we have coming through government, they were for men, first and foremost. Because men were the ones that would be like, let's have a fight, I'll take you out. Way back in the day, not just now. So when a woman devolves from her seat of humanity, you can sit in your seat of humanity and you can speak out about injustice. I do all the time. I'm still very human. I'm still very compassionate. I speak because I'm compassionate. I'm still very caring. But if you lose your humanity, what do you think your skin color is? It's nothing. It doesn't matter what race you are. As a woman, and I know they keep saying, no, I actually expect more of women than of men because I think higher of women than I do of men. We breastfeed our babies. We have more capabilities to nurture, to love, to tend to, and to protect. We are not weak, feeble women out here. That's not what is happening on this planet. So the reason why I speak that way about women is because I expect more of women, because I think more of women. How about that? Dark Circles says, imagine the hospital saying whites only. No blacks allowed, not even if you've been great. That's what I'm saying. And for me, I'm funny with a few things. I'm like, I don't want to go to no reparations march because, yeah, it's the same analogy. If you teeth my ancestors and you stole their wealth and you stole their life force energy and you got my ancestors to work from morning till night to build up this economy that we now know as Great Britain, how do I come to you, the person that's been put in their face, in my ancestors' faces, and say to you, give me a hand, give me something back? It's the same like, if a man's with a woman and he keeps attacking her, boxing her up in her face, like, how can she go? Do you know what I'm saying? We need to have, it's not just about principle, it's about logic, you know? So anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you. I'm rambling. I got things to do. I got to go out. I got to eat dinner. I got to go out. I got things to do tomorrow. And that's why I'm not coming tomorrow. I'm going out to dinner as well. So I wish you all well. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me. Dark Circles, but wait, Teddy Venus, I like that name. Yes, Slay Queen, you work that. Thank you, Slay. Dark Circles TV. Some people need to go learn how to run a business. Afua is teaching what she feels, shows what she knows. What people teach shows what they know. And you know that other saying, people can't do better than what they know. But guess what? You see, if you get decade after decade on this planet and you just stay steadfast to a level of ignorance and, well, I don't know any better, so I can just call out, anybody. If you don't know, that doesn't mean you're not going to get a slap for what you're doing. It's like if you break the law, you can't tell the police that's arresting you, oh, I didn't know that it was a crime to steal from Marks. You can't do that. They don't care what you, and that's universal law. So if you don't know, you better get to know, because when that energy, that cause and effect, when that effect comes back, the effect does a business what you knew from what you didn't know. Okay, I'm gone now. No good night song, please. It would be great to see you again on Monday. I'm going to make it shorter. I'm going to speak about one subject at a time. Obviously, there will be some elaborations, you know, it's natural, but I'll speak about one subject at a time. If you want to reach out to me about anything in regards to Afua Rose and her ongoing hate campaign, malicious communications, defamation, slander. It may have affected you personally. It may have affected someone that you know. Please get in touch. I will be putting together the Trauma Pimp Part 2 documentary. Like, literally, it was about to come out, and I realized, no, I've got more things to put into it now. So you don't have to reveal your identity. I am happy you can reveal it to me, but I will present it in a way that your identity will be held. It will be kept anonymous so as to protect you from the vicious onslaught of, the trauma pimp. And to do so, you can contact me via my contact page on my website, LineaOfficial.com. Please make sure you go and subscribe to my YouTube. That's my music one. Check out my music on all music platforms under the name Linnea. And also, if you have time, when you're in the mood, please go back and check out my content. Watch the Trauma Pimp documentary. Watch the narcissism series that I've started, exposing narcissists. I will be continuing. I will be exploring whether Afua Rose is a sociopathic narcissist. And no, my channel is not dedicated to Afua Rose, but because transgenerational curses and blockages is a big part of what I deal with, my focus is about, I feel like, fortunately and unfortunately, the prototype of how Afua moves has been so many women that I know, and men, their nightmare throughout their life. This is that evil mum. This is that evil stepmom. This is that wicked grandma. No empathy, no compassion, fire out of the mouth, vengeance, spitefulness, jealousy. Do you understand? And lies. And let's not forget that we saw Afua Rose lie out of her mouth today, saying that she never heard about Kevin Bennett. And I can clarify that that's absolute, utter tosh. It's been great. Have a good night. Speak to you soon. And I'll see you on Monday. Deuces. And we're out.
They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind. They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind. They love her when she is submissive, when she is sensual, when she is fine. But they hate her when she expresses what is on the feminine mind.